right, man. Okay, let's see. I see it. I see it light up. I see it light up. Let's see. Is it moving? There it is. There it is. All right. All right, all right. LDWMMAC and salute to the Lions Den Women's Mixed Martial Arts community. But this is not a mixed martial arts video. No, it's not. It's not that, okay? But there's your boy, the coach. You're live on the Coach Show, the Coach Show live. And guys, I've been waiting for about, I don't know, a month. I normally keep track of this time, but the time seems like forever. I've been waiting for Miss Janet Shay to come on this show and actually, really have some discussion with me. I want to talk about this woman's career, what she's doing in life. Man, man, Miss Janet Shay, actress and award-winning filmmaker, live on the Coach Show. How you doing this morning? Oh no, what is it? Evening for you, right?
It's evening for me. I'm doing really well, Sheldon, and it's been several months. I think it was almost like Christmas time that we started communicating in 2020. So it's been a nice time that I've been anticipating for a few months now. So yeah,
Oh, I'm patient. I'm very patient.
you are. Thank you.
Now, Janet, this is a very live. It's a live stream, so people when they come in, they can talk to you in real time, ask questions, and so it's
Yeah.
pretty good. Now, if somebody
Where is
being,
it streaming right now?
huh?
Where
Oh,
is it live streaming?
I can send you the link right now.
Yeah, I'd love
Okay.
to see it.
Okay, great. You can watch it. Anybody in the comment section say some old goofy stuff though? Guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna block your. I'm gonna block you. Okay. Don't say anything. Don't ask her no dumb questions. Hey, ask her about the topic at hand because she is a woman that's going places. Okay, I'm gonna send it to you via your text. And guys, let me.
Are you streaming it?
Okay, I can hear myself talking, and I hate doing that. Uh,
Sorry.
okay, but guys, I got Miss Shay on here, man, and I'm thankful to have her here. So Miss Shay, so how long have you been acting? Like, how long have you been an actress?
Hmm. It's been many years. I firstly started doing stage when I came out of school. I was doing a lot of stage work, well, as much stage work as I could, and then in the last 6.5 years, I quit all my jobs to do it full time because I thought, okay, I want to focus on film. And the best way for me to do that is to kind of take away all option Bs. So if I don't make money in the way through acting or commercials or anything, then I don't make money. Then I go hungry. Then I just gotta try harder. So that worked well for me because I don't have children on a mortgage, so I can make those kind of decisions. So about 6 years ago, I pretty much quit everything and thought, I'm going to do this full time. Let's see how it works out.
Well, you definitely, you're going for your dreams, and I think that's good. That because most people don't want to do that. Most people really they'll like the job is comfortable, or the income coming in is just is good,
Yeah.
but you left your comfort zone, and I that's another thing that I actually admire about you, not as
Oh.
an actress, but actually as a person, just doing, studying you and you getting ready for this interview.
That's very kind. That's very kind. Thank you. Yeah, my qualifications outside of acting qualifications are teaching and in finance. So I've been an account assistant and financial assistant in various organizations, but teaching is also, I teach from kindergarten to year 12. So I have those qualifications. So luckily, whatever happens in the acting film industry, I got something good to fall back on wherever I am in the world. So.
So wait a minute, Miss Janet Shay was a teacher.
Yeah. So I got, you know how people go into acting straight away during school or after school, like they finish high school. I went into getting my qualifications because I really didn't want to be old and then go, oh, acting didn't work out. Now I got to get a qualification. I didn't want that journey for myself. So I went and got all my degrees and qualifications. And then I was like, I'm set. Wherever I land in the world, I'm going to be able to get an office job. I'm going to be able to do finance. I'm going to be able to teach English or history or performance or drama. Now I can do my, this new dream full time. So, yeah.
I'm on mute. Sorry. I always mute myself, so if I'm breathing, I can't let the best stuff get out of there. People, you were breathing. Wow. So that's pretty impressive. Like it's extremely impressive. And speaking of your work, I don't know, if you ever like look at the stuff that you've created because you acted, you're a filmmaker. But I tell you what, two of the movies that hit home for me, you Guilt is your most recent movie, and very popular movie. And I'm like, man, this movie is good enough to be in a theater. When I watched the movie, you played the role of a psychiatrist, and you played that role well. I really thought, man, she crazy, like she crazy. But I kind of, I hope this don't sound wrong, but I actually kind of understood where the psychiatrist was coming from. Like when it comes to these type of things, like when you're pedophilia, like you just want to, you took the law into your own hands, and you're just this renegade psychiatrist, and like how did you, like, what could I, how did you actually, when you went to the producers of this film and said, this is what I want to do, what did they say to you at first?
So actually, we're all friends. The producers and myself were friends, and we're trying to come up with a idea or concept of what like kind of feature film we want to make. And it took a year. We were going backwards and forwards, and the writer had written several scripts, and we're just like, it's just not hitting home. And then I just went home one day, and I just thought, okay, what am I interested in? What am I passionate about? And I've known what I'm passionate about deep down, and it's about rescuing children from human trafficking and sexual assault. I was like, okay, how can that be a movie? And I thought, what would I like to do if I ever met a pedophile face to face? And this is kind of this is kind of embarrassing. I'm not completely proud of the fact that I have unfortunately a lot of anger towards um, pedophiles.
Me too.
I wish I could be a person who could say, just put them in jail and, and understand that they've been through suffering. I wish I could get that in my head, but unfortunately, the only people in the world that I have severe anger towards are pedophiles. And that's how the movie was born. And I shared it with them, and they're like, yes, let's do it. And then they were all wonderful. They just built on the story, built on the story. And the message of the movie isn't about someone who's been sexually abused, therefore she hates pedophiles. It's actually about someone who has compassion and empathy for children, whether she's been through it or not. And what she's doing is she's seeing the secondhand trauma that the parents and the children go through when these pedophiles are released back into society by the government and the legal system. And she's like, she has empathy, and she thinks, okay, I'm going to do to them what their parents would want done to the pedophiles.
Yeah, I mean, even growing up, I beat a charge, not, and I'm not proud of that, but like just a simple, marijuana charge when I was younger, much younger, and they were trying to give me years for that, but a pedophile, they get less than that. Like
Oh,
they were going after me for 15 years for just
stop.
for marijuana. 15 years of my life was going to be spent inside of a jail. But a pedophile, some of them can get up to 3 years, 4 years, and they're right back out on the street again, just like you said. So I get it because here in America, you've even got some people in Congress. They're trying to legalize the shit. And excuse my language, but that's really really why like I started when I really understood what you were about. I was like, I want to. I have to speak to this person because I've kind of had those thoughts too. And when I saw the movie Guilt, it just really confirmed how I really, really felt. And I've kind of had some of those thoughts cross my mind. I won't lie to you. It's
No,
it.
we won't break the twist, but what did you think of the twist? Because you think that that's what the movie's going to be about, but then it kind of turns on its head. What did you think of it without really giving away too much?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sitting there like, okay, she's a psychiatrist, and it's kind of crazy because it almost seemed like you were like the person. Okay, I won't say you, the character.
Yeah.
She didn't seem really interested in psychiatry work. Matter of fact, she was wondering, and I'm like, okay, so what's wrong with her? And then, she was sitting there listening to this woman cry about just stuff, and you can tell that, your character was getting very, very like frustrated. Like, there's all this stuff going on in the world. These kids are being hurt. It's just like you can tell like there's stuff going on, and you're complaining about, just simple, meaningless stuff. So,
Yeah, yeah.
and then, the scene where you're in the house and the guy comes over, the repairman comes over, and it's just like, okay, you pull out a knife and ah, and I'm like, oh crap, what is going on in this movie? Like, it completely got me by surprise. I'm like, what is? And then I'm like, oh man, okay. So then I played the movie back to the beginning so I can understand the synapses now to really understand. And I sat and watched that movie. I didn't move until the movie. I waited till the credits rolled before I even moved from my seat. It shocked me, but the movie drew you in. Like the plot of the movie drew you in, and
Yeah,
then you wanted to see just how many different ways that she was going to torture these people that were torturing kids. I was like, man. I said, I hope maybe she can push somebody off of a building. I'm sorry, I just like push them off the building, or do something to them. But the
yeah,
plot really, really grew me. And I'm not going to give away the movie because I think you guys need to go watch
yeah.
Guilt the movie. It'll open your
Amazon
eyes,
Prime.
huh?
Amazon Prime. That's where they
Amazon
can find
Prime. You can pay for it. It's not expensive. It's not expensive. It's
it.
inexpensive.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
and also the Veiled. The Veiled. Now
That's a free one. That's a short film.
you played the role of a photographer, and you saw the world, the inside world of human trafficking. So maybe tell us a little bit about that movie. Tell them to
So
watch the
that
free.
movie, thank you. That movie, The Veiled, it's on YouTube. That one is actually a focus on the organizations that I love, because there's this young lady who is a photographer, and she sees something and she decides to report it. And she goes and reports it to the Greek police, and they're like, look, I got so much work to do. Like, this is not a priority for me. And then she decides she's going to do something about it. And in her attempt and desire to do something and rescue and find out what's actually happening in this area that seems to be trafficking children, she almost ruins uh, uh, a stint operation that another organization, an anti-trafficking organization, has. That movie is very much focused on, there are already people that are established, that are working hard, that have been working years and actually achieving results. That movie is more about going and being part of those kinds of organizations. So the veiled is just seeing a young child being made to look like a woman, and made to walk the streets as a prostitute, to kind of advertise and invite people in. But when she sees something is wrong with that and she doesn't know what to do with it, it's really an encouragement to find the organizations that are already well educated and established and actually achieving results, and going and attaching yourself to them. But
Well,
it's kind of like it's a fun, dramatic, palatable way of that. It's not so preachy as I just said.
nah, but I'm gonna tell you though, boy, when when the girl, the actress, her name's Marie, I think. Yeah, her name's Marie. I remember that because she stuck out of my mind. What took you so long? And I'm like,
Oh, Shelton,
oh,
let me tell you. Can I tell you what that line is?
yeah.
This is my foundation to the human trafficking world. I heard that line many years ago. I was in a meeting, and it was just a ladies' meeting, and it was just empowerment and everything. And this lady got up and she started talking about how she was going to Greece with her two little girls, and she saw posters of all these missing children, and she saw the word human trafficking. And then she went to her, she owned a business, and she went to her secretary, and she said, what is this word about? She didn't even know what human trafficking meant. And they researched it, and they realized what was happening in the world, that all these children were going missing. So she changed her whole organization. So the focus was on finding and freeing and empowering these children. 1 year from the time she made that decision and she changed the focus of her organization, 1 year from then, they had rescued a group of young ladies. And they were sitting there and explaining to them, we are not pimps who have stolen you from your previous pimps. We are not going to sell you. We love you. We care for you. We're going to help you medically, blah, 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 education, all of these, getting you back in contact with your family. But we're going to do all of that together. Now, all these girls, you can imagine the reaction they would have. Some would be crying, some would be in shock. There's this one girl who was just so angry. And she just sat there with her arms crossed. And when this lady finished talking and she asked, "Do you guys want to say anything?" This precious young lady, who I don't even know how long she'd been in it, how young she was when she was stolen into this young lady leant forward and she said to her, "If you love us so much, what took you so long?" Now, when I heard that in that meeting, that is, I don't remember anything else from that meeting. I don't remember anything else from that day. I just remember this child saying, "What took you so long?" And that stayed with me. And that's been something that's echoed in my veins ever since then. And I knew that day, this is my life purpose. This is my life focus. This is my foundation. Everything I do, whether it's acting, teaching, working in office, whatever it is, underlying everything is there's a child saying, "What's taking you so long?" That's why that line was in the movie.
Wow. That was probably, to me, that was the most powerful line in the whole movie. And it stuck out. I'm like, man, so and then I started wondering how many other children out there saying the same thing, like, man, where is somebody coming to get me? Like, what's, because they don't really understand, and see, the trafficking in other countries it's a little bit more easier to traffic over in other countries. In America, it's not as easy because you got to go through a lot of things to get to that point, but they still do it here. And they start them as early as 13, actually trying to, you know grooming. Yeah, that's the word, grooming. They groom these kids, so they really don't know what they're getting into, so they're groomed. And a lot of these
But
kids,
I hope this doesn't is not too upsetting. But they actually
I don't
start
care.
from a very young age, from around 2, 3 years old, and it's actually pretty big in the US. And unfortunately,
Babies.
uh, babies, and it's not always just sexual. Sometimes these high-paying businessmen enjoy the sight of torturing children. So it's pretty big.
Wow.
It's not, yeah, it's
And
pretty
see,
bad.
and I'm only familiar with the preteens. See, I do the preteens and up, and see, I've seen it more with them. But now you saying babies, like, complete, man. Yeah, I kind of see. I would have been enraged too, and I kind of am though. Just kind of hearing that, it just kind of clicks on that part of me that I'm just like, But these
Yeah,
are the same people that'll, they'll get arrested, but then they'll be right back out on the street.
yeah. And when we think of the overseas trafficking that happens, one thing that is good to be aware of is the fact that a lot of their clients who are paying for this overseas are from America, Australia, from the Western countries, from England. So a lot of their clients are our people.
Wow.
So the people paying the most money are our people. And I just recently on the campaign TikTok um, account, the hashtag 777 TikTok account, I posted a video of a stint operation that an organization, Destiny Rescue, was doing. They were all undercover. They paid $60 for a child, and the lady was selling this child to these about 4 or 5 men. I mean, they were all undercover, they weren't real, for $60 to do to her whatever they wanted. Majority of the clients are Americans, Australians, English, people from the Western world, from first world countries. So they're going over there, but that doesn't mean it's not our problem. It's very much our problem.
See,
Look, I you have to excuse me. I can see myself, like, it's watching myself on live is really funny because I can see myself smiling a lot, whereas in real life I can't tell. But this is my defense mechanism. I'm trying very hard not to cry about these things. I'm trying to get through
it's okay.
the interview, and it was the same in the film The Veiled. I held it together the whole story, and I was like pretending this isn't happening. It's just a story. And the moment she said, "What took you so long?" I was done. We had to wait an hour until my face was not puffy anymore. My eyes and my nose weren't red, so the makeup had to be redone. So I was, that scene that you're talking about is just that was the scene I was just not looking forward to because I knew that at that moment I couldn't fake it anymore. I was
Yeah,
just, Yeah, I lost it.
Yeah, I can tell that and the reason why I wanted to do this online because a lot of these type pedophilic people they exist online, and see, now you got 777 hashtag boy, they on your sorry, they on your behind. They coming to get y'all. They coming to get y'all. And that's also up on the stream, www.hashtag777.com.
Mhm.
And I went through that and I was like, man, you know what? This Janet Shay is definitely a humanitarian, but you
Oh,
you taking a risk. You taking a huge risk, and
mm,
I can appreciate somebody doing. We got similar ideas and similar like goals, because I want these young people to be productive. These are the people that nobody. I deal with the kids that nobody want to deal with. And I deal with them daily. Nobody really think that these people are gonna do more than what they supposed to do. They're just gonna be the same person. And these people, they got emotional issues. These a lot of these children, they've been scarred. Their parents, not being very good parents, and they have these kids, and some of them sell them, like you said. Um, and then they get a hold and get with these pimps and get with these traffickers. And even when these kids come out of this stuff, they got years and years of emotional things that it has to be undone. It has to be retrained. Their brain have to even be retrained on this kind of
mhm.
stuff, because this is happening. It's happening right up under our noses. People probably people you don't know, but they're trafficking children. And so I kind of this one, I'm really kind of in with this because yeah, because I was
Is it okay if I talk a little bit about the campaign, just to explain what it is?
uh this your interview. How am I gonna tell the great Miss Janet Shay no? I can't do that.
No, no, no. You just no, because we're talking about the campaign. I'm not sure if all the viewers know like what it's about, but it's really a
Cook.
campaign not of me, but it's actually me pointing to the amazing frontline people. And I am not a person who was born for this calling to be at the front line of rescue. I am not that, I don't have that gift, but I do have the gift of the gab. And I do have the gift of having access to social media. And I do have 2021 at in my hands to go, you know what? Why don't I just do free advertising for these 7 amazing organizations that I believe in? And I hope that we can raise the 7 million for them. So there's 7 organizations who are doing the hard work, who are working around the world, who are all doing very different things from each other. Some things are similar, but overall pictures, they're all doing unique things. So, they're rescuing, they're finding, they're teaching teaching the police and different governments on how to find sorry, excuse me, um, human trafficking rings. They are helping these children as far as medical help, psychological, getting them training, putting them into the right community in case their community is what got them into that place, or taking them back home, and convicting and going after these pimps and pedophiles. That's another thing some of them are doing that is just amazing. They're very holistic. That's why I love these 7 organizations. My goal is just to point at them. I am nothing, like I'm doing nothing. I'm just pointing. So I'm doing the easiest thing that everyone can do. Everyone can post on their social media. Everyone can talk to at least 7 people in their lives about it. Talk to 7 people, 7 posts this year. If you can give $70, the 7 million will be done in no time. That's what the campaign is about. I mean, they're my heroes. They're my celebrities, not actors. Actors are not my celebrities. These are my heroes who go frontline and who do the hard stuff, and they are in disguise, and they have to go through the trauma of seeing these poor children in situations, and then get back up, do it again, get back up and do it again. That's
Well,
what I,
well,
yeah, that's my focus.
but you know what though, I don't think you should downplay what you're doing. Matter of fact, I think that you making 2 films on the topic, and really putting yourself out there. I'm talking about really putting your idea out there, because you know, let's just say if these people ain't your friends, or even your own friends could have rejected the idea, of guilt, or they could have, you could have the short film veiled, the veil could have been rejected. Like you put yourself out there, you put your heart, you put your soul, and you put your emotions into creating these films. And the reason why I'm talking to you today is because you put your heart and soul into this stuff. And because when I'm looking at Instagram, I'm like, who is 777? And then you like, oh, it's me. I'm like, oh, so now I learned about what that was. And I'm like, wow, she's really going above and beyond with this. I wish there was a Janet Shay advocating, for me, you know, back in the days, because with some of the stuff I saw, I didn't know that it was trafficking. I didn't know that, you know, we as kids we were being used, or we were being used for the drug dealers and the girls were being used for the pimps. I didn't know that, so I grew up in what you're talking about. I grew up in that, and I understand that system. So I'm like, I wish I had a Janet Shay back in the day advocating, but you know, um, I learned the
Thank you.
hard way.
Thank you,
So
Shay.
your work, it can't,
Thank
and I wish more people. I wish more people in a position would actually do it, and it could be into it.
And I think they will. I have great hope that it's going to continue. And the response and the comments I've been getting, it's like I do believe majority of people are good people, and but they don't know what they can do to for it to make an impact. And I think it's really good to celebrate the good news of what these organizations are achieving, not just what the bad news of what's actually happening out there. And it really, believe it or not, it doesn't take much to end this kind of slavery. It doesn't. It really doesn't take that much. But
That's
we think because the way it's painted, I mean, I'm not a person who likes watching the news because they're so dramatic and so no hope. Everybody's bad, but that's not true. For every issue, there's already organizations and people out there who are trying to combat that. There's already people, and if there's nobody out there, if you're the first person to think of this issue and want to make a difference, there's lots of people that want to come and back you up. So I'm not a believer in this hopelessness that nobody's out there for a particular cause. In this case, child human trafficking. There are people out there, so many of them, and they're wonderful people, but they're so busy trying to convince people to give them a dollar here, a dollar there, so they can do their work full time. That's not fair. That's not fair that these organizations, there are people who are working two jobs just so they can go rescue my child, your child, someone else's child. These people should get money easily because we can see everything they're doing. We see the children they're rescuing. We see the medical help they're giving them. We see the education they're giving them. We see the protection and the new identities they're giving them. So this is like, these people are amazing. It's not hopeless. It's not a horrific situation that has no end. It's a horrific situation that has a very quick end. As long as we just come on board, we just do the little bit that we're comfortable to do. It can be done.
okay. So now, when people, if they definitely want to get involved, if they want to start digging into their pocket, because now I'm thinking, man, okay. So do we go to the website 777? I mean, www
It's
hashtag.
hashtag, so you spell it hashtag HASHTAG
Mm-hmm.
777.com. Now, I'm going to tell you the goal, the reason it's called 777 is because I made a dedication that in 2021, I would spend 7 days a week trying to raise $7 million for 7 anti-trafficking organizations. Now, I'm going to tell you how easy it is to raise $7 million. If 100,000 people see any of the posts and they go, I can give $70 this year. I can forego $70. $70 from 100,000 people will make 7 million. Done. So easy.
Okay. Well.
$70 is not a big deal for a lot of us. We can do 700. Some people can do 7,000. It depends who ends up seeing it and whose heart ends up having empathy for it. But it's so easy.
Okay. So I'm gonna change my focus then. My $70 is coming. But guys, we give money to fighters, people who need the money, on my YouTube channel. I don't keep it in my funds. We give it to people that need it. It's this. I don't know if you research this channel, but it's more like my background is in boxing and mixed martial
Yeah.
arts, and fighters. I understand fighters because I fought, and we give the fighters that are up and coming. We give them money. Well, I'm gonna shift my focus. I'm gonna put that on hold, and I'm just gonna give whatever comes on his YouTube channel plus my $70, to what you're doing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and step out and just go on and get it done.
Thank you, Sheridan. Thank you. Just to let everyone know, 100% of everything you give goes directly to those organizations. It doesn't come through me. I don't ever see it. I don't smell the money. I don't touch the money. It goes directly to them, not to me at all. So please know that it's going directly to where it can do the maximum good.
Yeah, and I think
Thank you. Thank you, Shelton.
I bet a bunch of money, won a bunch of money on fights this weekend. Man, you know what? Let me go ahead and get my money over there. I got to. Hey, you know what, Janet? It was one question I wanted to ask you though, and I'm
Go
like,
ahead.
you know, when you were dragging the guy's body in guilt, were you really dragging a person?
Yeah.
Did you?
So the cinematographer Carl Jenner, who's also one of the directors, his son was helping out on set that and he was put into that bag. And I mean, they didn't put all the. I mean, when you see me from a distance, I'm screaming. I got this like a rope burn on my shoulder dragging this guy, but yeah, I was dragging a real guy.
I said, man, she done stabbed him, put him in a bag, drug him across the desert, what it looked like, and then you kicked him into
We
his
even
own grave.
buried him. Even the scene with the shovel, and then we were actually burying him.
That poor guy, my goodness.
It was amazing. It was
I
amazing.
was like, man, I don't want to make her mad. I never want to make Janet Shay mad. Good grief. But yeah,
No,
but you,
I'm a pretty strong athletic person in general, but yeah, that was hard.
yeah, so you did a lot of your own stunts too, didn't you?
Stunts. What stunts were there
In the movie?
besides beating up that guy with the bat? He's the
Yeah.
stunt guy. Actually, he taught me how to do that. So yeah, yeah, he taught
Oh
me to.
gosh.
But
Yeah.
I accident. I got to tell you, the guy you know, beating up with the bat, I accidentally actually hit him, and
Really?
poor guy, like I didn't pull away quick enough because the angle that the camera was. Anyway, I actually hit the poor guy, and that swear, when he was swearing, he was truly swearing because I actually hit him in the ribs.
Oh man. You strong. You strong. I was like, man, yeah, she got to be strong to pull a body, across the darn desert. It looked like it was a desert, but it wasn't a desert. I'm just using that because I don't want to give a lot of. I got the image on the screen and I got the hashtag 777 www hashtag 777. I got all that on the screen. So
Wonderful.
you guys, you don't have an excuse. If you can't read, you can't write. That's okay. I'll teach you how to spell. Okay, coach will do it. Uh, you know,
Wonderful.
there was some scenes though in that movie. It was kind of good. Now, what? Okay, so now what inspired you now? Because there was a part where one of the people that they told a lie, and so one of the people, you were in the house with the older guy, and I mean, man, you took him out quickly. That was. I mean, I started looking at, man, she could play some assassin roles. I mean, good grief, because it's like you got it down to a science, and you took him out. What? I guess did your character have any remorse for like killing somebody who was accused, but then he, because I think it was kind of good that you put it out there like, hey, this guy really he didn't do anything, but you had to take him out of there because you thought he did. Did your character have remorse
Yeah,
for him? Or
yeah. So that elderly gentleman scene you're talking about, she was sure he did it because she has complete faith in children. So there was not a doubt. So, but what you do, later on when whatever happens, you do see the twist and the remorse there. But in that time when it's you got to like in my head and with the character with Jesse Fuller's character, you just got to see. You got to make a decision. Who's more important, the child or the pedophile? And the answer is the child. So done. There's no what remorse. What is there to be done? Leave
yeah,
that. In the case of a real person, leave them again, like the government and the law has to do it again. No, bye. Well,
wow,
see, I'm a bit too angry right now.
I'm with you. I'm with you. And I just kind of I found that scene like I'm like, wow, okay. Look, she believed in her convictions, man. Hey, she got him out of there too. I'm talking about got him out of there.
Look, I am not encouraging anyone to do what she was doing in the film. Just watch the film and see what the question is at the end and see what the dilemma is and see what you would think of it and stuff. At the end of the day, I want everybody to be able to achieve what they need to achieve and safety and freedom without having to go to jail for it. I think that's the right way to think. But then when my heart and my emotions get involved, my brain shuts down a little bit.
I mean, if it was my own kid, that's what I would do. I'm
Oh,
I'm
forget it.
I'm
No,
I'm
that's
just
not.
telling you straight up that that's what I would do.
Yeah,
So
no,
it's over. It's a
not a
wrap.
question. It's
All
a
sense of reality gone, and you know what? Get me a padded cell ready. Give me some prison food. Give me a tray. I'm ready because it's time to get in there. It's time to get down and dirty. That's
done.
just what it is.
Amen.
Wow,
That's right.
man. Okay, so oh man. So what new projects? I'm sorry. I got like 1,000 questions that on this thing, and I can't ask you them all. I see. I told you. I have my. I'm like literally OCD sometimes. I'm just like, okay,
No worries.
what if you can tell us anything? Because I know you don't maybe don't want to let the cat out the bag. What new projects do you have coming up as far as like you acting and being on camera?
Yeah. So, believe it or not, all my projects aren't going to be in regards to these kind of topics. Those are things I'm passionate about, but um, there's a few other things. And while in this Corona COVID time, I've been focusing on writing scripts, and I've got three particular stories that I'm really excited about fleshing out. One of them is very old school 1800s kind of era about a young lady who escapes domestic abuse in London, England, and comes to America and makes her way here. And then the drama ensues when her father and brothers find her. So there's that kind of a story. There's another one that's it's more of a psychological thriller. But you come into it thinking it's these four best friends who having like friends kind of friends the show kind of interactions, but it turns really sour. But I've got comedies that I'd like to do, but there's a favorite project of mine, and it's I've been working on it for a few years now, and it's turned to the point where I have to write a trilogy before I can actually write the movie. So I'm just focusing on those kinds of things. And hopefully, right now I'm in Australia and I'm about to head back to LA soon. And hopefully, I can start. See, the way my mind works is like I'll put myself out there with my agent and I'll go to auditions, but my majority of my mind power is about getting my own projects going. I just really don't, I'm just not interested in waiting around for someone else to give me the go ahead. So I'm just going to go and find more collaborators in the US and work together on various projects, make other people's scripts come to life as well.
I ain't gonna lie. I hope you do a sequel to Guilt. Seriously, I
There
hope
is
you do.
So we have actually talked about it, and we've joked about calling the second one guilty or guiltless or something. But there's actually a possible story. So if there's someone who's interested in the second part, for sure, I'm into it.
Wow, man, yeah,
But the second one's going to be about the detective and her and the Jesse Fuller, the psychologist. So it's going to be that chase. It's going to be interesting.
I hope she don't get caught. I hope she don't get caught because this
It's a,
psychologist too smart to get caught. Okay, this psychologist she too smart to get caught. That this is what it
what
is.
it's like you've got this detective who wants to do what's right legally, and then you've got this woman who wants to do what she believes is right morally. So at some point they're going to keep chasing each other, they're going to meet, and both of them have to make a decision what to fight for, the law or morality.
Man,
It's going to be good.
they better not get soft. They better fight for morality. That's what they better fight for.
It
I'm gonna,
better get
I'm gonna
good.
be
It's
waiting.
going to get good.
Man, I wish. Hey, I wish I could
Thank
play a.
you.
I wish I could play a bit role in one of those movies. Hey, let me help her. Uh,
Would you be one of the ones who beat up the pedophiles? Would you do that for us, Shelton?
yeah. Oh yeah. Cause I got a. I was a boxer. I was a
Yeah.
boxer. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I sure would. I beat the man. You just gotta say the word. I got it. Jab,
Done.
right cross. Yeah, man.
Done.
I'm ready for
I
that.
won't forget this. It's recorded.
I'm so
I've got
serious. I
good.
most certainly will. I beat him up too. I will beat him up. You just get a word. and I get into that too because this is what I do. This is my mission, to keep these kids and let them graduate, let them go to college, And I've been doing this for what since I was a teenager. Like during the over 20 years, I've been, dealing with at-risk kids, the runaways, and a lot of times too, like I'm always like I'm up late because someone when they run away, I have to track them down. Like I have to literally go track them down because I'm from the same streets they run to. So, I have to go and bring them back. And a lot of them don't want to go home because some of them they getting abused at the house too. So it's kind of like I've had, gosh, in this last year, 2020, I've had I've had four boys. I've had them stay with me. I've had girls live with my mom, and she's been it's been wild what some of these kids have to go through. Um,
Thank
just
you for
so
what you're doing. That's amazing. Do you have you found or do you feel like there's possibility of finding other groups and organizations that can give you a helping hand, or do you already have some?
you know what? I just never thought, but in this area where I'm at, I won't say it out loud because I got a lot of trolls, but they've been trying to find me for years. But and then too, I don't put the kids at risk. But no, I hadn't. There's only one organization called PAL, and it's called the Police Athletic League, and
Mm-hmm.
they've helped with certain things such as equipment. They've helped with transportation sometimes to some of the venues we go to. So they've kind of reached in, and it's a police organization, which I was kind of shocked because the police hadn't been doing a lot of great things lately, but they've kind of got on board with helping transport some of the kids, using vans to go get kids and do this, so we can bring them and have them there for a few hours, and just being able to return the equipment in the vehicles when as long as I need them. I have a sponsor, who he works out over at Under Armour, and he gives us like free stuff. I got since COVID hit though, I got so much, like gear and clothes for the kids, but they hadn't been able to use it because of COVID. So now we're starting to really get stuff back into play again. So appreciate my sponsor over at Under Armour. He hates being recognized. He hates it. He don't even want me to say his name, but he's been a real integral help. From things such as paying bills at my gym, or sponsoring kids financially, it's just some people they've stepped up to help, and so it's been a long process. It's been a long process, just trying to get people on board who care, and it's just some of the hard work. You got to go do it. Like you got to go into those neighborhoods. You have to, and you have to sometimes drop them off in these neighborhoods. You have to pick them up in these neighborhoods. So it's
Mm-hmm.
daily. Sometimes you go and there's not a parent at the house, or then come to find out it hadn't been a parent at the house for 2 months. And so, yeah, some of these people there, and see, these are traffickers like dreams. They dream for this because these are the kids that they go after that I'm aware of. They go after those kind of kids where the parents are not around, or the parents are, sometimes I go into a house, some of the parents they're drugged out. I've seen that before.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've seen a lot of situations, and this one girl who my mom thanks to my mom, golly man, she it was funny. She was living with a grandparent, and this grandparent's old and can't really function.
Mm-hmm.
Just the grandparent's almost a vegetable, but this kid had to go home and just be there every day, and it's sad. Some of the stuff that I see is real sad. Um, and so yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I spend life doing. So when you see some of those videos that I put up, that's
Yeah.
been like years and years of work. Like I'm talking about years to get them to that point. It's been years because when you first see something, it's like you be like, man, what the hell am I gonna do with that? How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna get this person to do A because he or she keep doing B and then messing up on Z?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what you see has been years of just like
Yeah.
I'm talking about waking up in the morning early because I know they trying to get away or run away, catching them, coming around the corner, getting late night phone calls. They ran
Yeah,
away.
you're one of the frontline people. That's what I'm saying. There are people who have the gift of frontline, and I definitely appreciate people like you so much,
Well,
Shelton.
I had a Dale Stefano. I had a Dale Stefano who kind of he helped me see that what I was doing, and I've told this story a few times too, that what I was doing was going to get me murdered. He told me several times, and so it didn't hit me. I got stabbed. I was stabbed in my back, and I got a mark. Well, I can't show it on camera, but I got a big, like scar. And when I was looking up, I was laying and pooling my own blood, and this is crazy because I bring this story back up years, but I'm looking up and I said, and then I started saying, man, I wonder if God real. That's the first thing I started thinking, is God real? And I said, if you real, I said, listen, if I can get out of this, I'll change. I'll do whatever I got to do. And then I started having these, like visions of what I'm supposed to be doing, and I was supposed to dedicate my life to working with
Wow.
children. But I was in the pool of my own blood, and I said, God, I will change. If I can get out of this, I will change. I will not do the things I was doing, and I stopped doing the things I was doing because I got out of that mess. I said, yes, okay, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. Okay, I'm gonna change. That's what I
And the
said.
world is a better place because you made that change. You are a more joyful person. People around you, there's more hope in the world because you're doing that.
And because
Just giving up, you just lose so much giving up. Everybody loses when someone gives up. Everybody loses because we're also capable of doing such great things within our capacity. Well done, Shelton.
yeah,
Well
we
done.
are.
Thank you.
We are.
Thank
Thank you though. See this. Thank you. It's people like you though that just kind of make people aware of what's going on. And I think people need to be aware. People need to definitely be aware of this. So I'm thankful to you. I know, but I'm so serious. I'm gonna give my YouTube income, all that stuff, because really I give it away anyway. I've never spent a dollar. I always give my YouTube income to something. So that's what we gonna do. We doing it.
you,
Seven seven
Shelton. This is
seven. Boy, we got
amazing.
777.
Thank you. Thank
So
you so much. I really appreciate this, to you and everyone else that's going to be helping and spreading the word and donating. It's just amazing. One day, I mean, I don't know what you believe, and my apologies to any audience members that think I'm being silly, but I just really have hope and desire that one day in heaven, what I can have is 7 million children that said they were rescued through these seven organizations.
you about
Sorry.
go ahead. Hey, go on and tear up. Listen, hey, this.
So it's not just money. I mean, evil people and bad people are putting so much of their finances to do so much harm. We can do more. We can do so much more good because there's more of us, you know. So yeah, the 7 million for me represents 7 million children. I want 7 million children. I want this to end,
Mm,
and it can end. It can end because there's been so many things in history where there's been an issue and a problem, and it's come to a point where the government, the laws have been changed. When you make this the kind of punishment you get for a crime really, really, really bad, it brings down the rate of people actually going ahead and doing that crime. When you make everybody aware of it, then you have communities that are looking out for children, that are watching. Are they okay? Do they seem happy? Do they seem safe? Am I a safe person in the neighborhood for them to talk to, just in case something's happening in their own household, or in the school, or in their church, or whatever community they're in? It's so possible. This is the hope is what I'm so excited about, because we've been told, many of us have been told about the hardship that's going on, but the hope is what I really want to just like shout out. There is so much hope, and all it takes is a little bit. So I'm just so excited. I think this is so doable, so possible. And I'm so thankful when I hear people like yourself saying that they care. Do you know what that means? Like that child right now who's saying, what took you so long? What she's going to experience and hear is, we are running to you, baby. We're coming to you. We are coming from everywhere. Some of us are mothers, some of us are fathers, some of us working in the office, some of us working in the sewers, some of them working in the businesses, in schools, wherever. The more people hear about this, the more there's going to be eyes that are going to be looking out, and there's going to be possibilities of rescue. Let's empower these amazing people, and let's just keep sharing the hope and the good news.
okay.
Sorry, I just went on a rant. I'm sorry, you had to stop me.
No, I don't have to stop you. This your interview. Matter of fact, you can say what you want to say. Matter of fact, if you want to talk about, hey, you want to praise God, go right ahead. Who gonna get offended with that? If you get offended with that, then beat it. I don't care.
Okay, that's right. No, don't beat it. Stay. I
Yeah,
still want you here.
yeah, y'all can hear. But hey,
I
yeah.
love by the way when I see your stuff on Instagram and I see your kids doing shot put and discus and those were some of my specialties when I was at school.
Oh, really?
I was the queen of shot put and javelin and discus.
Oh, so I'm trying to get it out. Cook, Reed. How far did you throw it? I'm curious. The shot
Oh, you
put.
ask me those questions? I don't know. I just know I went up to state level. Because over here we have the school competition and then we have zone. I don't know what it's like over there. That's a few schools, and then state is your whole state. The best from the whole state, like the top 10, go and compete at state level. Now I can't remember I don't remember any of that. That was so long ago.
Really? I
I
mean, you act
genuinely
like
don't remember.
you acting like you 50 years old. Come on, that wasn't that long
No,
ago.
no, I don't remember it because I don't care enough to remember. If
uh,
something happens today, if I don't care about it, I won't remember tomorrow.
oh, shame
I
on
don't,
you.
no, honestly, I was just like, I'm doing it. The thing is, I didn't have to get too much train because I was always the tallest girl at school and the strongest without really doing anything. So I was like, yeah, I like this. Just show me the technique and and out it goes.
I tried to find. I was gonna flash it up on the screen, but I couldn't find any images because you told me. I remember you told me too. You threw. I'm like, oh, she threw. Okay, now I definitely know. We got like
Yeah.
ultimate things in common now. So I'm like, yo, I gotta find it. I couldn't find anything, and I searched. I searched. I
No,
was gonna throw it
I've,
up there too.
I've got my little trophies and stuff at my parents' house. I think I don't know.
Okay, so you made mom
Yeah.
and dad proud. Hey, speaking of your parents, I mean, now what? How your parents now? How they holding up? Like, how they are they really inspirational to you when you taking on this? You know, a lot of the stuff that you're doing now.
Yeah, I grew up a little bit funny. One of the weird ways I grew up is like my mom convinced me somehow that I can do anything.
That's good.
So I kind of grew up, with this weird delusion that like if someone gave me a project, I'm like, of course I can do it. Not because I'm good, but it's just like, of course we can all do it. We've got two arms and two legs. Why can't I do it? I'll go learn how to do it. So for me, whenever I do these kind of things or whatever, when I went and did my finance degree, so English is like my third language.
Oh,
So the
really?
fact that I went and became an English teacher was not supposed to happen, and then I became a history teacher, and so everything I've achieved, it kind of didn't feel as big a deal as I think I'm realizing looking back as it is like that. But it's my parents' fault. They just made me think I could do anything I want. And so I've even made a goal for myself. Like I've got a timeline for the acting stuff. I said, well, if I don't achieve what this goal by this many years of being in the industry, I'm gonna go and become a doctor. I don't know. I just I just don't even think there's limitations with that. There's things that I do struggle with in life, but these kind of things, I'm like, everyone can do it.
You're a
You don't
smart
have to
lady
be
though.
no, you don't have to be that clever. Going to university and just learning what they tell you and repeating it to them.
Yeah, but you gotta have some degree of intelligence to do that because some people can't do that. I mean, I'm just saying, and you learn.
You're talking to someone who is a trained teacher. I will tell you that is not true. It's your teacher who has not made you capable of doing that. I had
Okay.
students, I was, because I don't know how it works in the US, but in Australia, the beginner teachers, they are usually given the students that are the lowest performance. So the teachers that have been teaching the longest, they get the higher performance students. So I usually got the lower performance students, and I'm not into that nonsense. It's such nonsense. It's about the quality of making it palatable, making it exciting, and then seeing how they learn. And all of my students, by the end of the year, they went up to the next level because they're all clever. They all have their own intelligence, and it's because of a teacher that someone feels like they can't achieve intellectual what's it called levels. I don't buy that.
Okay.
My teacher, I was after I was in one high school and then I was kicked out, and but before I was kicked out, I failed at my physics class. My science grade was I failed like atrociously. Then I was kicked out and I went to a new high school. And that teacher was so good at what he was teaching. I still don't care about science and physics. I'm not interested. It's not my joy in life. But he had so much joy in it. And he taught it like he was in love with this person. And help. I couldn't help but learn. So I went from getting a 7% in the first high school, and the very next year I got 95% just because of a good teacher. So if you're going to tell me that someone's just not good at it, I'm not buying it. I want to know their teachers.
Okay. All right. So if a person fail, it's definitely on the teacher.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, y'all heard her. Y'all heard it here now. Hey, listen. This woman said you can learn. Hey,
It's
so
very,
now if somebody want to learn a second language from you, might as well go ahead, pay you instead of paying Sylvan or somebody like that.
you don't even have to pay me. I'll just tell, I'll just come, I'll just have weekly sessions with you and I'll just encourage you the way my mum did. And by the end, you'll be like, of course I can learn two, three languages. Why
Oh,
can't I?
oh man, I learned. Well, I mean, I learned a lot of Spanish, but man, it's certain languages, man, I'm terrified of because they talk so fast. And
Like who? What language? Give me an
oh
example.
man, like Chinese. I was over in China
Oh
for,
yeah,
for
God
for two
bless.
months. I was over there
Oof.
for 2 months, and I'm clever enough to pick on conversations, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't know what the heck they was talking about, but I kind of got the gist of it. But man, China, and then when I went to Africa, and I was like, oh my goodness, okay, there are like so many different dialects. So when I start
Mm.
picking up on one good dialect, then it's different in a whole another continent. So then when you speak that dialect over there, they don't know what you're talking about because
Yeah.
it's
But
so
you
many.
picked up some, you said. In the
Yeah.
time you were there, you picked up some. So that just proves that you do have the intelligence. If you're immersed in that culture for long enough, give yourself 6 months, 12 months, you're done. I'm
See,
telling you. This education stuff is overrated.
yeah,
Anyone can do it. They just make it seem like, oh, I'm so intelligent because I have a master's degree. Please.
yeah. I didn't make I don't know, college. I made honestly, I did the whole because Coach Stefano told me that I should go to college, but I think I made a majority of my money using stuff that I learned outside of college.
Well done. Good on you. Good on
Gosh,
you.
gosh. Well, okay. I want to ask you. I almost want to see since you've been immersed in Australian culture for a long time, but you're from Iran, correct? Just
Yeah.
from what I. Okay, good. Ooh, I'm glad I didn't get that wrong. I'm glad I didn't
No,
get that wrong, man. I researched
it
that
doesn't
heavily.
bother me if you get it wrong. It's not a big deal.
Nah, well, because I thought I heard you say it. See, I remember and write down everything. I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
well done. Well done.
but you've been in Australia, and I got to know if you know the culture around Australia. So we're gonna have a little Australian quiz.
Oh, I hope they don't revoke my citizenship. Okay, I'll try.
Yep, don't revoke her citizenship, Australia. Please don't do this, okay?
Go ahead.
Okay, who is the president of Australia?
We don't have presidents. We have prime ministers.
Oh, okay. Who's the prime minister?
I don't know because they change it so regularly. I don't even care to know.
Hi, Mr. Prime
Scott
Minister.
Morrison.
Huh?
Scott Morrison.
Okay, good. I was trying to get you. I was trying to get you. I was waiting on a name. Okay, I got you. I got you. But see, that was too easy. That was too easy.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, who is Lauren Jackson?
Damn, Lauren Jackson. Am I supposed to know this? Oh,
Yeah, you've
yeah.
been in Australia a long time. Sure.
She's an
Okay.
athlete.
She is an athlete, and
Huh?
I give you a hint.
High jump. High jump?
I just,
Basketball. Oh, you're doing
that's,
basketball. Sorry, I didn't see your hands properly. Lauren Jackson is an Australian basketball player. Of
yeah.
course.
I'm sorry. I'm not being mean. I want to embarrass you. Cause I get fighters. They get like boxers and MMA fighters. They get mad. Like they be like, could you not put that on camera? I'm like, we just having fun. It don't mean that you go get
No.
beat up tomorrow.
Are
Gosh.
you kidding me?
Yeah, we just play it. But I had
I
somebody
would
give me a
rather you
question.
ask me questions I don't know.
Nah, nah, I got you. Okay, now I got a question that I know you can answer. This is easy work. Okay,
All right. All right.
Who is Chris Hemsworth?
Oh, stop. Who cares? There's 16 billion brothers at Hemsworth. He's an actor.
Yeah, that's Captain America. Wait a minute now.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Come on now. And it was a
Look,
couple of.
it's different in Australia with actors. We see an actor, we just keep walking by.
Really? So if y'all saw Captain America, y'all keep. Wait.
Bye.
That's Chris Hemsworth. No, wait a minute. No, he played Thor. He played Thor.
Whoever he played, I don't know, whoever he dated, we don't care. He's just another guy working.
But this is Thor we talking about here. The guy with
Okay,
the hammer.
Thor.
Oh,
Okay, brother-in-law of Miley Cyrus. He's just an actor.
uh, you a hater. You are a hater. Oh my
I'm
God.
not. I'm really not. It's just like when I'm not into this, I think it is very much an Australian mindset. We don't want to like overpraise someone for doing something then, well, it's called the tall poppy syndrome, but we won't go into that. So it's just like, what's the point of just going, oh, you're such an amazing person, can I have a photo with you? It'll build up their ego and their pride. Don't do it.
Oh well.
I
Okay.
don't want it done to me. I would hate it if people did that to me. I would hate it.
You know what? No, this I'm using. I'm never really truly nervous about doing an interview. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm in a comfort zone, but yeah, I was a little nervous about before I was talking to you. Yeah, I was real nervous.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm talking to Jan. Like, you just don't get it. I'm talking to Miss Janet Shay. Wow. That's what I started thinking. Wow, man. Okay. So yeah, I was a little nervous. I mean, I'm not now, of course.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I hope you're not. I
No,
hope
I'm not.
I've been. Okay.
No, I got my nervousness out the first 5 minutes. I was done. I'm
Good.
done. This, this,
Good.
this is my last Australian question. Okay.
Darn it. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I want to know what are the ingredients. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me get the name of this. Get the name of this dish.
Don't.
It's food. It's food. We all gotta eat. We all gotta eat. Okay. What are the ingredients in fairy bread?
Ah, it's just white flatbread with butter with we call them hundreds and thousands sprinkles. There's sprinkles that, what do you guys call them? Hundreds of thousands? And it's just like all the colorful sprinkles. It's just carbohydrate. It's horrible. It's delicious. It's bad for your teeth. Every child has it at their birthday party.
Really? That's better than
Yeah,
having
well
birthday
done.
cake.
Fairy bread. That's good.
Yeah, that's better than having birthday cake, isn't it? Fairy bread. I bet they like that mess. I know I wouldn't eat it. I
Thank
wouldn't eat it.
you.
Okay, now wait a minute. Now how y'all gonna be in here? Okay, Jedi, you from Australia, and you didn't. Okay, you want me to salute? You didn't ask Janet no questions. Well, okay. I'm sorry. It is like five,
Okay.
6 a.m. here in America, so they're gonna
Okay.
ask the questions, but they'll probably ask them in the evening. See if I interview you again. See, we'll do it like one of your mornings where you're up and moving around, and then
Sure. Oh yeah.
do it
I'm
in the
right by
evening.
the beach, so I can be at the beach.
Yeah, yeah. See, let's get the background scenery there, and let's let everybody see how beautiful the weather is and stuff like that. Man,
We love it.
man. Well, Janet, I honestly, I appreciate this. This is probably,
Thank you,
I've
Shelton.
done hundreds of interviews, but this, is probably one of the ones that I really, truly enjoyed the most. And this,
Thank
you know,
you.
and I can't wait. I can't wait to actually talk to you again. And, you got new projects coming up and see, how you're being blessed in life.
Thank
And
you.
it's just,
Thank you
it's
for what
amazing.
you're doing. And thank you for giving me an audience and a voice to be able to do this and to be able to share that are beautiful babies that need rescuing. So thank you for that. I really, really appreciate that.
Hey, no
Because
worries.
it is what you're doing.
Hey, I'm thankful. I'm thankful to be here with you, just talking to you about this stuff. Cause this is, kids they need that voice, and you're that voice. You're giving them that voice. You're speaking for them, cause they can't speak for themselves. So
Mm.
that's you. And to all you people that's doing these to these kids, man, I don't know. I wouldn't want this woman looking for me. No, cause she is gonna get you, and she gonna make sure you
For
pay.
all those people, stop and be
Yeah,
part of the help. Change your ways, change your life, and stop. That's
yeah.
it.
Hey,
Stop.
Janet, one more question. You got people on your Instagram though. And I've seen this like about 4 times. Like somebody wants you to actually be the new Xena the Warrior Princess. Have you thought have you seen that yet? That comment?
Well, the funny thing is, there's a script we're working on that lends itself to that kind of a character. But that's a big compliment. So thank you.
Yeah, you know what though? I can
Uh-huh.
see you doing it. I can see you
Thank
playing a
you.
character of that magnitude.
Thank
Dang.
you. I have a feeling I'd be a bit more brutal. She's very kind, and there's a lot of compassion in her. And my style is a little bit more brutal. Punch
Yeah.
first, ask questions later.
So you ain't taking no mess. Okay. So you trained in? Are you trained in the martial arts as well?
I'm not trained in anything. I'm just trained in crazy.
Oh, okay. Well, damn. That's
That
okay.
doesn't work well when I'm laughing and saying crazy. I really do say the thing crazy.
Damn.
No, no, I'm
Damn.
not. No.
Well, Janet, I really appreciate that. Hey, this is an hour and 5 minutes of your time. You're not gonna get back. You better remember that. And I'm thankful to have had it. Man, Miss Janet Shay, y'all, God Almighty, man, this is an honor and a pleasure.
Thank you. I hope I get to see you in person when I'm in the US.
Okay, you will. Hey, cause I get to beat up somebody, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's right.
okay, you will,
Thank you,
guys. Y'all heard
Sheldon.
me say it. She's gonna see me, and we're gonna, definitely. So what's your favorite American food? By the way, 'cause then we can say we'll get a what's that? People drink coffee over here like it's going out of style, man. People love coffee,
Hmm.
all kind of coffees.
I gotta say, I'm in love with your In-N-Out burgers. It's just so, just,
Mm.
it just seems like it would be just a burger, but it's just so good, so delicious. I am quite, yeah, taken by the In-N-Outs.
The In-N-Out burgers, yeah, people eat that all the time. Hey,
Mhm.
listen, it's a little greasy though. It's a little greasy. I don't know.
I only eat it like maybe once a month. We don't Australian culture. You don't do burgers and stuff and those kind of food all the time. You kind of go out rarely, but so
See,
it's rare for me.
I would tell you to eat that, and then I would actually ask you, what does it taste like? Like seriously, I would do that. I would say, what does that taste like? No, but you have to be eating a burger like right there. And no, and I would be like, can you? This might sound kind of strange, but what does that taste like?
What does it taste like?
Yeah, I get people to describe stuff, like really describe it, and I'll tell them to get. Well, what are you gonna have? I don't want anything. Nah, nah, nah. Or if it's a piece like a fried chicken, what does that
Yeah,
taste
yeah.
like? Yeah, is it?
That's a
I
good
mean,
question.
is it juicy? Is it like what flavors is it? I ask questions, but you know, you got one guy. We're leaving, and see, and it's morning time here, so I can they'll probably leave a bunch of comments on the video. Um, Jedi Cal says it's good to see an Aussie backing a very important and meaningful cause. Great, and he says where are you from? Based Where is Janet from? Based in Australia. Okay, that's his question. Okay, man, I
I'm
don't
in
have,
New South Wales.
you in Wales?
New South Wales.
That's like the UK, yeah.
Sydney. Sydney.
Oh, she's in Sydney, Jedi. Well, listen, I'm gonna let Miss Shay go because she's a busy lady. She got stuff going on, and I really appreciate your time. You are
Thank
amazing.
you.
You
Let's
amazing.
do this
Yes, ma'am. We're
again.
gonna do it